Okay, I'm standing behind the gearbox here. This is the back end, and we'll try and slide some selectors in. So first up, we have holes for detents down here, and the detents actually sit in this groove. So when the selector is bolted to the selector and it goes into gear, well, that holds it in gear so it's not wobbling around trying to find its own place. And so this outer shaft, now the shaft has a flat on it. Now that's for our lockout. Now we've spoken about lockouts before. The lockout sits in between two shafts, so two shafts can't be selected at once. So if we bring this bloke through here, now this has the lockout to the centre there, and we would go up there. So you can see where this bloke sits, with the bolt hole here being lined up with there. So we should be able to slide this one down, line him up at the bottom, try and keep my head out of the picture, but anyway, such a good looking head, you all want to see it, don't you? Yeah. So at the moment, look, all we do is wiggle the shaft back and forth and just nip this up. Finger tight for the moment. We're just wanting to get everything in place. Same with this other shaft. Now, he goes in through here. And when these two shafts, this is where the lockout goes again, down in through there. So we can put that in a little bit. So this one's the same. You can see with this gear up here, we'll bring him up in a second. That's where your gear stick slides in. That's when you rock your gear stick back and forth, that gives you your neutral. So normally they would sit like that, and that's where your gear stick pops in. Now, speaking of this lockout, the lockout goes in through there. Now if I wind him over a bit, now you'll see the two little dimples on the shaft here, on both of these shafts. So that there lets only one shaft ever move at a time. So if we want to move this shaft, that will slide this detent, this lockout across. So this shaft cannot possibly move while this one's forward. So we'll just do them up. They've got a spring washer on them. See that there? Now that shaft's forward, there's no way we can move this one. The lockout's locked it out. So I'm a bit premature doing this. Hang on. There's another one we need to put in first, because it has a flat there to go under here as well. So then it's your high-low. So as we bring the high-low in, we can bring that bloke up. You probably can't see much of that. Put the selector on. Then line that up at the back there. Now I can pick up the bolt I just dropped, and you can see that lockout bar here, it stops that from going forward too far, or coming out the back for that matter. Oh, you do these videos, you work all cack-handed. You're all over the shop. I'm working on the box as if I'm laying under the tractor. The bottom of it's rubbing on my belly. Okay, that's nice and tight. So we'll wind him back through here now. And this high-low fella, you can see the bolt there, so he has to line up around here. So we can have to get him started down the hole first. Might roll him back just a little so I can get in there. You hear the shed creaking again, I suppose. I'm trying to do the filming today between showers. It's like sun showers. The sun's out, you sweat, very humid, next thing it's raining. It'll be here for a few minutes and then it's gone again. Okay, so that there, that's in neutral. That'll be first, reverse, second, third, and this is a high-low. So we need to tighten all these up and rewire them again. Now at the front of each there's a detent, and the detent sits down in here, then the spring pushes on the detent and that actually holds it true. So I'll just go and wash these up. And you just have the detent with a spring like that. And I didn't clean that very well. They get a bit of rubbish on them because there's no oil flow taking any dirt away. So that goes in there, and then you can feel the spring tension. Then as the shaft comes in and out, you can actually see that's locked in there now. So good little setup. The steering box sits on the top here, and the base of the steering box actually holds tension on them. Okay, I need to clean these up a bit. That'll do this bit for the moment. I'll come back in a second. Okay, we've got all these little lockouts in, or the locating screws in. So now we have to wire them. Now a 3/8 spanner's fitting the head of that bolt there. These don't have to be over tight, but they do have to be done up. And look, if you haven't got wire, just Loctite them, they're not going to come out. I usually back them off and on a couple of times just to make sure they're seating in where we'd like them to be. I'll get a bit of wire. This is just old garden variety tie wire. And we have room to tie it at the back if we need to come back here. Come on. There we go. Now there's 100 ways of tying these off. Some people get all iffy about it, but don't get too worried. Three or four twitches around is fine. And just lay them over out of the way. No way that bolt's coming out now. We've got room to tie it at the back there if we choose to. Some more garden variety tie wire. Right, we'll take the excess away. Otherwise you just bump it down out of the way a little bit. I've got one little detent I can't find. I'll have to clean the parts washer out. I think it'll be in there. That's alright. We don't have to find it until we want to put the steering box on. That'll give me time to have a good clean up. Right, pull it tight. Three or four twists. That's done, and the one at the back here we never undone, so we just really need to, I'd like to check the tension of these bolts at the back once more. And there you go, that's it. That's looking straight in from the top. I'm actually rubbing on the tripod there. And these are your detents. Your high, neutral, low. Job done. Okay, that'll do us for the video for the detents. All this, your lockouts and your detents. We might swing around the front and we'll just put the throw out fork and that back in.